friend of mine when he was back in high school. He had a friend who wasn't going to Mass. And the religion teacher said, "Well, why aren't you going to Mass?" And he said, "Well, last year you told us that if we did the 9 First Fridays and went to Mass and said the prayers, that one of the benefits of that was that we were guaranteed to go to heaven. So I'm going to heaven. I don't have to do anything anymore." One might be tempted to read this, Jesus' sayings in today's gospel from Matthew chapter 10. "Whoever gives only a cup of cold water to one of these little ones to drink, because he is a disciple, amen, I say to you, he will surely not lose his reward." So you could say, wow, Jesus set the bar pretty low. I can get to heaven if I just find someone who needs a cup of cold water and I give it to them. But Jesus also says, "Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it." God wants us to be united with him. If we look at this as a relationship with God, then we don't look at the lowest common denominator. We don't look at what is the least we can do. We say, what is it that I can do to grow closer to God? How can I better respond to his love? And of course, what did God do for us? God came down and shared in our humanity. Because he wanted to lift us up, to share in his divinity. And so what else does Jesus say? That we must take up our cross every day and follow him. So it's not like God is setting the bar pretty low, but he is saying that every little thing that we do, that is part of our growing in his nature. I'll tell you something. If you're married and you haven't come to me for confession, you may not know this, but one of my favorite penances for married couples is that they do 2 things. First, they make a really, really, really small sacrifice and offer it up for their spouse. And then second, I ask them to do something really big for their spouse. So the first thing is done in secret, just to remind us that every little thing we do can be offered up. In the case of a married couple, for love of their spouse, but in our relationship with God, every little thing that we do can be offered up as an act of love for God, even just giving a little glass of water. But the second part of the confession or the penance is also very important, that we do something big for the other person. It enlarges our heart, and it helps to bind us together.